Hello there, my friend. I am so pleased you are here. My name is Jonathan Doyle. Welcome aboard to the Daily Message. I'm genuinely pleased you're here. Please make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. The channel's been growing. It's really cool. If you like the content you hear today, share it with family and friends. Chuck it on your social feeds. It makes a huge difference. Now, there's a bunch of links under here. You can book me for events. You can book me to train your team. You can book me for coaching. It is all under here. And go grab yourself a free copy of my book. It is under here too. Today, I want to share with you a really cool quote that I heard from the US speaker Siri Lindley. Siri Lindley was the former world champion triathlete. She was the world champion of the world back in 2001. And the quote that I heard from her was really powerful. She said this: "How do you know what you are capable of unless you are trying to do what you think you can't do?" One more time. How do you know what you're capable of unless you're trying to do what you think you can't do? It's a bit of a Jedi mind fade, isn't it? You're like, try to do what I think I can't. And let me straighten this out for you. You do not want to fall into the trap in life of telling yourself a story about what you're capable of. Can you imagine what human history would be like if some of the greatest men and women in history had said, "Oh, I can't do that"? Can you imagine if Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay back in 1953 had been near the summit of Everest and just looked up and gone, "Oh, I don't think I'm capable of that. We should head back down. This is not safe." Can you imagine if the Apollo missions in the 1960s trying to get to the moon? Imagine if the general mindset was like, "Oh, I don't think we're capable of that." You see, how can you ever know what you're truly capable of unless you are putting yourself deliberately and specifically in situations that test out your thesis? You know, so many people, if I come up to you and said, "Why don't you run a marathon within 2 months or 1 month?" And what's the first thing that goes through most of your minds? "Oh, I'm not capable of that. I don't do that sort of thing." What, do you think people that run marathons are genetically different to you? Do they have like 3 legs or something? No, they just conditioned their body. They changed their mindset. They allocated time and they got it done. First time I ran a marathon, I started a few weeks before. I ran 5K, then I ran 10K. It was during lockdowns. Then I ran 15K. And then my brain started going, "Oh, I could do a little bit more every day." Then I did a half marathon the next day. A week later, I went out and ran 36 kilometers. The next weekend, I just ran out and ran 45. So I ran more than a marathon. Then I started running ultra marathons. How could I have known what I was capable of unless I was doing what I didn't think I could do? So friends, can I be bold with you? You don't know your limits. You don't. And the reason you don't know your limits is because there is a very good chance you are not deliberately putting yourself in circumstances that test you. So I've been writing about this for years. If you grab a free copy of my book here, Bridging the Gap, I dedicate a whole chapter to it. It's this idea of liminal space. Liminal space is the space where we test ourselves and then we grow. So I want to place this thought in your mind today. How can you know? My good friend, how can you know what you are capable of unless you are trying to do what you think you can't do? So would you try this for me in the next 24 hours? Would you stretch just a little bit? Would you try and put yourself in a circumstance that tests and stretches you just a fraction? Make a call that you don't want to make. Book something you don't want to book. Have a conversation you don't want to have. If you train and do exercise, do something that you don't think you can currently do. Action, 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 friends. Get it done. All right, that's it for today. Go and check out all these links. Leave a comment. I love it when you guys leave comments. So leave a comment here and go, "Jonathan, this is ridiculous. I can't do this." Or leave a comment and say, "Hell yeah, give me an example of how you've changed and grown in your life through doing something that you didn't think you could do." Your comments encourage other people. So drop something in there. All right, go check out all these links. There is a whole bunch of stuff there. You can book me to speak at your events. You can book me to train and motivate your team. You can book me for private coaching. It's all there. I've got a really good episode for you tomorrow, my friend. So make sure you check back in. My name's Jonathan Doyle. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. This is the Daily Message. You and I are going to talk again tomorrow.